Alright, so a quick review on the FMJ08 / MF22. Just a few things to go over. First one is, for some reason I was issued the little card, the manual for it. It says FM20, but I believe that isn't correct for this mask, because this one's got a functional drinking tube that isn't blocked off on the back. It's also weird because the Wikipedia page says that it's meant to be blanked off and everything, but this right here actually mentions on how to use the drinking tube system, so there is that. Alright, enough of the manual. The production card and everything. It says it was made in 2021, but I'm not sure that's correct. Seems a bit odd. Very new production, if so. Yeah, as you can see, it's a S10 copy in shape and shape alone. It does a few things better than the S10 actually. It's a really high quality Chinese mask. Not everything from China is shit. Pretty much anything they use internally tends to be a lot better than the stuff they export to mostly developing nations. They're very good at, well, fitting to criteria of that. Anyway, enough talking about Chinese production and stuff. So, it is a 40mm GOST threaded mask. It's got a drinking tube, a system similar to the S10, obviously. I'll just bring it up. I don't have the drinking adapter or anything for it, but I imagine it probably wouldn't be very good. Yeah, it's tiny. I've pulled this out before, and the tiny little valve is, it looks like, it's like a needle head. It's that thin, the valve that heads into the tube. I don't imagine you'd get much water out of it. As you can see, Klansman type blanking plug on that side. Polymer eyepieces, probably stronger than the S10, supposedly stronger than the S10s, according to what I've heard. There is a voice diaphragm and a exhale valve that goes around the outside, so it has that over the S10. It uses one of the Chinese rubber style valves, a pretty good one. They seem to be very hit or miss in my opinion. I've had a few that are really good and a few that are not so much with the rubber valves. Now, it's got oral nasal discs, valve discs, unlike the S10. It's also built to conform to Asian style faces, so it doesn't fit me very well. It's a lot thicker down here than an S10 would normally be. Nothing to note is it's surprisingly thick for a Chinese mask. Normally the rubber on these Chinese masks tend to be quite thin, but I haven't had an S10 for a couple of years now, so I can't really compare it. Hopefully that changes soon. Yeah. So there you go. It's got a nice 6-point head harness with a nice comfy mesh. Old ones used to have a rubber S10 style one. Alright, I'll just pop this up. Take this off. This valve cover. There's the valve. It's pretty standard. They've been using these since the 60s. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just try and get that back on. There we go. So yeah, the valve is only held in there with tension from the front, and it clips on over like that. Let's put that back. Alright. It's connected similar to Israeli or German style, Drager style clips. Pull. Got one of those roller type systems, size 2, which is uses the exact same sizing system as the S10. So 2 is a medium, 1 is a large, 3 is a small. Alright, just put it on quickly. Alright, I'm wearing it. This is the this is how the diaphragm sounds. I'll cover the side diaphragm. It does make a big difference. Side diaphragm off. On. Alright. And this is what it sounds like when I'm covering the front valve. Alright. It's quite easy to breathe through. Very little breathing resistance. Right now the filter. Just one of these typical Chinese CBRN type filters. Nothing much to really say. I don't know if I've opened it. I'm pretty sure I've opened it before. Let me take the bottom off first. Ooh. They're quite light. There we go. Alright. And now the valve. Up the bag, sorry. It's this shitty sort of plasticky nylon stuff. Super thin. It's terrible. This is the worst gas mask bag I've ever had the displeasure of owning. And there we go. The FMJ08. There's a handful of other things in the box. I like this plastic box. It comes from the Shaanxi factory or something. I don't know Chinese. Yeah. It's a good mask. Shame it's expensive. They're pretty easy to find. I got mine on AliExpress. I paid I think about 160 Australian for it. It's good. Probably wouldn't pay that much for it personally, if I could avoid it. But it's good. It's a readily available S10 that's apparently still produced, and yeah, I like it. You could do a lot worse than this, and by Chinese standards it's good. It's apparently being phased out for other masks now, so hopefully they hit the surplus market. I'm not sure how China works, so I'm not sure if China even surpluses stuff. Pretty sure their military just hoards stuff. Anyway, that's it. That's my review on the FMJ08. It's a good mask. Probably fit me better if I was Asian, but I'm not. Yeah. There we go.